Hello and welcome to whatever episode of the Corona Sessions this is. Honestly, don't remember. Could be 5, could be 6. Doesn't matter. It'll be written anyway. I haven't put one out in like a week and a half because just didn't get the time frame to be able to do it. But I have been working on this album. I've got updates for you. If you're interested, I got the updates. But speaking of albums, let's start off by complimenting another fantastic album. This one is by a band called Bobaflex, and like I say every week, if you are interested in learning more about the music I listen to, now would be a great time if you are listening to it on Spotify to click the old search bar and type in Bobaflex, 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 and the album is Tales from Dirt Town. It's their 2007 album, and it's just thumping rock from start to finish. It's fantastic. That band again is B.O.B, like the name Bob, then A, then Flex. Bobaflex. And Tales from Dirt Town is the album. And the song outside of that album that I'd recommend would be Bury Me With My Guns On. It's from the album just after it. And it's just an absolutely kicking song. Like, it's just, it's class. So yeah, just wanted to recommend another fantastic album this week. And speaking of things I did this week, actually, I watched this movie the other night called Braid. And you obviously know now, like, I like music. But another thing I really like is horror movies. So I was sitting there watching Braid, and I liked the movie so much that I actually am currently halfway through, mostly finished, honestly, a song that I'm writing about it. So that's going to be on the album for sure. It's basically crazy. I've never wrote a song about a movie before. I've written an instrumental about movies, but never a lyrical song. And like, it's absolutely crazy. It's crazy how quick this came together. Just the lyrics flowed. I had the chorus melody down like instantly, and all the chorus words, and there was enough in it where I didn't need to like embellish it with more words. Like, I think the chorus is spot on, and I have the verses done, and it's just like a thrilling experience, honestly. Then I just have to do the other 15%, which is like the longest 15% to do, which is get the chordal arrangements, the pick out chords I like, the rhythm I like, and like if I want to do a guitar solo or an outro or whatever, doesn't matter, all that stuff. Essentially, there's another song that is basically almost done. I have not done anything on the carol or the drinking song, the Drinking Town song. So we'll get to that at the end of the podcast anyway, which is actually something I really want to talk about today, but we'll get to it after a bit. Another thing I really like, other than horror movies and music and drinking, is like computer games. And one of my favorite themes in computer games is like in the computer game Fable, or another one like Oblivion or Skyrim, games like that, where when you walk into a tavern, you get that music. Do you know what music I'm talking about? Sometimes it's like on a harpsichord, sometimes it's like a lute in a corner just kind of playing. If you even Google D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons, tavern music, you'll kind of get the vibe of what I'm talking about. And since I was like, Jenny, it must have been like 15, 16, I've been in love with that sound. Playing those computer games, I used to just go into the tavern and just like listen to the music. It's even in World of Warcraft. Like, it's fantastic. And it's kind of like an etude. And essentially I want to write one of those. I've always wanted to. I think I'm going to do it this time. It doesn't have to be long or anything, just something I'm really excited to do. And it's not the only instrumental I have been working on. There is another instrumental. So that basically got me in the mind frame of music meaning something even without lyrics. So whenever I hear that type of music, I always instantly think tavern. So that and two things sparked this off. So one of them is my friend. Every time we play music together, he tells me not to be too complicated. He wants to play along with me. He'll do the complicated stuff, but he hates doing it because that's not music. That's just faffing about on the guitar. Play the chords, bang out a tune, let's get rocking. He just wants to rock, and that's it. You know, get your chords down, get your rhythm, plaster some lyrics on, job's Osco, next song. Whereas I'm more like, what about the fiddly bits, and what about like this new chord I learned or whatever. Anyway, so this instrumental has a theme, and the theme is like amusement park or like an arcade. You know, where you walk in and you throw the balls and stuff. So like, you know, you walk in at first, and like there's the loudspeaker and there's just the normal pop music playing or whatever. But then you get close to one of the like stalls, and it has its own music. You know, like the ball one will have like a kind of like hype music, not like too hype, but like kind of like a happy kind of medium music, which is kind of like meant to keep you there for a long time, throwing the balls and wasting your money. Then you go to the bumper cars, and it's all like hype, 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 like dance music, loud. It's it's like, you know, it's in your face, and you're in the bumper car and you're having fun, and the music is like intoxicating, and everything is going 90. And then like you walk towards like a haunted house, or like the House of Mirrors, and like the music is more somber. It's like, ooh, you know what I mean? So I basically want to write an instrumental based on that experience, which is going to be interesting to say the least. So I'm going to play a bit of it for you here now. Give me one moment. Basically, each bit of the instrumental doesn't repeat. So it's like you're actually walking around a place like this. So it starts off with so essentially that's split into three. One is this. Right, and that's just like walking around, and then it goes to like, which is more of like it's like a steady note, but it's kind of more like, to my ear anyway, it's more of like a nerve kind of thing. It's less happy. It's more kind of like on edge sort of feeling, and then it ends with the classic like, which I feel has been used in many a song in the past, and I'm using it now. Just like kind of like bloop 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 bloop, and essentially how I did that was riff one ends there, and then the second one starts here, then the third one will start here. So it's like, it actually makes a chord, but that's neither here nor there, honestly. Essentially how I want to do it is whatever note I end the riff on, I'm just going to start a whole new riff with a whole new vibe, a whole new everything, whole new scale, whole new key, whole new rhythm, just whatever. I'm just going to pick up the guitar one day, hit that note, and just play what comes out, and then that's the new riff. And then I'm just going to record that down, remember that, then come back to it another day and just pick off on the next note and just plow through it like that, and the whole thing's going to sound so wild and different and odd. I think I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, that's two instrumentals I'm working on. Then I'm working on a power metal ballad. Sorry, a power metal song ballad. What? No. But essentially, I'm like an electric guitar player. It's what I like to play. I don't have an electric guitar, but I still like love listening to electric guitar music. I told you about Battle Beast last week. If you like them, I don't blame you. They're unbelievable. And yeah, if I introduce it to them, let me know in the comments. But we will talk about that band if you want. Like, they're unreal. But I only have an acoustic, so I was like leaning more towards acoustic playing than like electric style playing, with like just the style of play. But then I was like, you know what? I just want to play electric guitar. Even though I only have an acoustic, it's still the same amount of strings, still the same string notes. It'll sound different when I play it, but I just really want to play like electric kind of music. So I wrote some power metal riffs. I'll play them for you now as well. Now this one I have not played in a couple of days, and it's incomplete. I don't think I want to stick exactly like it's being sounded here, but crap was it's so basically that is how it's kind of shaping out. Um, Obviously not the cleanest performance, but I don't really care. It's just a work in progress. Essentially, what you heard there was what an artist would put on the first tape. Like, oh, I have this idea, get it down. Timing isn't right, everything's a bit off, but just get the idea down. Kind of like a scratch tape. Before it's even a demo, it's a scratch tape. It's just a little bit of clip, and that's essentially what that is. Um, so yeah, that's what I have at the moment with all of my stuff, and now back to my other songs, the Drinking Town song, which I have not worked on since day one, which is something I will take about 2 or 3 minutes to talk about here. Essentially, what I did was decide I want to do the tavern instrumental. Was inspired by the movie Braid. Wanted to write an instrumental highly based on feel rather than like keys or time signatures or anything like that. Just riff out and just keep riffing until you feel like, yeah, this is the end. Then write another song, which is a power metal song. And already in the works, I have the Drinking song and the Heaven or Hell song. So that's 6 songs altogether. None of them finished. The whole idea of this project was to actually finish songs. And I realized like each day I'm getting new inspirations on different things, and like I'm half writing lyrics down. I might write a chorus down or like think of some random stuff, which is essentially what I've always done. So now I have the basis of all these songs down. If I think of any new songs at all, I'm obviously going to record them because I don't want like ideas going to waste, but I'm going to record them, put them down, and then forget about them. If I think of something else with them, it's like fine, whatever. The blunt, the brunt of my time now and my focus is going to be on finishing these songs. I'll probably start with the Drinking song just because it's the oldest one that's been in the works, and then I'll probably move on to Braid. Just get them done, and now my 6 is down to 4. Do you know what I mean? So that's essentially the kind of thing that basically this whole episode is basically about. That I've done so much of starting things, but I haven't actually finished anything, and that's a huge problem. Can't have that. Need to be finishing things. So next episode probably have some lyrics for Heaven and Hell. Definitely won't have any newer music for any new songs. Anything like basically these are the songs for the moment that I'll be updating on the next couple of songs, next couple of episodes, should I say. I'm going to just go hell for leather at these now and just bang them out, get the chords down, get the lyrics down, move on to the next one. Jobs Osco. Yeah, essentially that's the plan. Yeah. So at 15 minutes, I will leave you there, and thank you for tuning in if you did. And sorry about the long delay. The next one will definitely be in like less than a week for sure.